You wanted to talk about this, right?
Yes.
I mean, so I'm not forcing you into something. I'm not making you feel uncomfortable. You want this on the record.
Yes, absolutely.
Because you have not been allowed to speak out on your own behalf.
Yeah, I haven't been allowed to speak to anybody about any of this.
Okay, good. So, and this is on August 22nd, 2019. This court, after receiving evidence and hearing arguments of the parties, entered provisions modifying the original order. And what I find very interesting, first off, is that this court had no jurisdiction.
No, my dad moved to the federal court.
Right. So this was heard, and here is Judge Quisenberry, and he's issuing orders over something that he has absolutely no jurisdiction over. Ashley Womack has exclusive decision-making rights as to the child's education, but that's not in the original order. In fact, I just took a look at this, and that was in the original order. It says that Rustin, your father, has the independent right to make decisions concerning the child's education. So your father has rights concerning your education. And now this order, this fraudulent order that the Judge Quisenberry is giving, has now been saying that this legitimate order doesn't count.
Right.
So that's pretty interesting. Ashley has exclusive decision-making rights as to the child's education, so this ignores the first order. She has possession as to be agreed by the party, and after hearing evidence of the respondent's past behavior, an injunction was entered enjoining him from interfering with Miss Womack's possession of the child. Now, let me ask a question here.
Yes.
Has your father ever kidnapped you from your mother?
Absolutely not.
Has your father ever seen you out there and grabbed you and thrown you in the car?
Never.
When your father goes out to pick you up, how does he pick you up? There's no force, is what you're saying.
No. He will come in the driveway, and I'll walk out to the car, and I'll get in the car, and we will leave.
Okay. Now, it seems to me that there was something, as I'm reading this and reading and knowing a little bit about it, your mother was very upset that your father picked you up on August the 30th, 2019.
Yes, she said that she had to agree for me to go and leave, but the order that the Judge Quisenberry issued never said that, and it shouldn't even have been interpreted that way.
Right. And this is what I find very interesting is that so when my parents went through divorce, there was no judge somehow magically thinking that he knew best about who has the child when, ordering you around like a piece of meat or a dog or a cat or something like that. It was still up to us. We had full freedom and access to go from one parent to the other, and we did. Sometimes, we went freely. But it's very interesting to me that a judge thinks that somehow he can order you around and live with a parent that you don't want to live with. And that he can order you to live with an abusive stepfather. It says on August the 30th, 2019 that your father defied the court by taking the child without the permission of Ashley Womack.
He didn't do that. I left with him because I wanted to leave the people who were abusing me. He never took me or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And she can't say that she has to agree because my dad can just say that he doesn't agree for me to be with the people who abuse me.
Right. Yeah, so, but what she's really requesting, it appears, is she wants to be able to dictate all the terms.
Yeah.
I'm reading some of this other stuff here, but the big thing that I find interesting is that it seems like a lot of this stuff that's being talked about is based on a fraudulent order. As I understand it, no state has jurisdiction in your case. The case was removed to the 5th U.S. Court of Appeals, the 5th Circuit Court,
Yes.
and no state court
Has jurisdiction.
has any jurisdiction.
Yeah, none.
And I'm just wondering, do you have any explanation? I know that you don't know the legalities, and I'm not sure I don't know the legalities, but why is a state issuing orders when they actually have no jurisdiction?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's really odd, I would think, that, Judge
It
Quisenberry,
doesn't make any sense.
it doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
I think it might have to do with because my dad went into the courtroom, the hearing that you went to, and,
Yeah.
he was pro se, so they wouldn't listen to him.
Well, and that's true, because I was there, and I saw exactly what took place. Judge Quisenberry did not like pro se litigants. He seemed like, well, why don't you have an attorney? He was upset with your dad because he's pro se, and I mean, I have further audio tape that I can release on that as well, which I may do in the very near future. But Judge Quisenberry seemed to be very prejudiced against your father due to the fact that he was pro se. Anyway, going further here, on August the 23rd, 2019, the respondent, your father, had a phone conversation with a child. And now, this is an interesting sort of conversation, and I don't know how your mother found out about this, but it appears that your father said that your mother was a psychopath. Is that correct?
She had a recording device right next to me while I was sitting there talking to my dad.
Okay.
Because that's the only way I was able to talk to my dad, is if she was able to record it.
Okay.
So that's how she knew about that.
Okay, so...
And yes, my dad did call her a psychopath.
And
because she is one.
Okay, so you agree with his assessment?
I do, but I think instead of a psychopath, she's a sociopath because she lacks the conscience to know that what she's doing is wrong.
Okay. It also says that he said that your respondent tells the child that his mother is a liar. Is that something that's accurate? Or?
She is a liar. She lies all throughout those papers right there.
Well, and I did notice that. I mean, obviously, if you're submitting stuff to the court and the evidence that you submitted at one place contradicts the new evidence that the new allegations that you're making, something is not right. Either the first evidence was wrong, or the second evidence, or the other petition is wrong. The respondent encourages the child to not attend school. Now, is that true?
No. I don't want to go to school there because if I end up going to school in their county in Weatherford, then I get stuck there for a whole another year and have to be worried about whether I'm going to be hit or yelled at every day.
Okay, what I saw here, and give me just a moment because I'm pretty sure I had some grades. Are you enrolled in a school right now?
Yes, I am. It's online school. Okay,
so you have and here it is, the online. And here I'm not gonna put your name up there. So I have the grade book for you, and it looks like you're doing terribly in school right now. I mean, really, you have it looks like it's a composition class. You're getting 100 in. Okay, biology, 97. Something about art, 95. English, 96. You're not really doing as well as you could be, But and here, look at this one here. We have AP, Human Geography. You got an 89. Don't know what to tell you about that. Geometry, got an 89 in geometry. I'll tell you, you're slipping here. Spanish, foreign language, you got an 88. You know what? And that's your lowest grade. These are recorded grades. It's an online public school, is that correct?
Yes.
So it's very interesting that your mother would say that you are encouraged to not attend school. But you are attending school.
Yes, I am attending school.
Okay. But she doesn't like the school that you're attending.
No, she wants me to go to school where she is so that she can abuse me further.
Now, when it comes down to the abuse, who's the real abuser, your mother or your stepdad? Or is it a combination?
My stepdad, but my mom tells him to do it.
Okay, got it. Okay. Now, it also says, too, that because of the respondent's inappropriate action, the child is not in school and thinks his mother's home is a terrible place. Well, you are in school. Do you think your mother's home is a terrible place?
Absolutely.
Okay. The respondent, though duly admonished by the court as to the possible consequences of his action, simply will not yield to authority or reason. So your dad is considered somebody who will not yield to authority or reason. Now, what I'm seeing, from what I've seen, he's very willing to yield to authority, but legitimate authority.
Yes.
Not illegitimate authority, not authority to those people that have no jurisdiction, not to fraudulent orders. Your father, everything that I've seen, he's been protesting fraudulent orders. it's very interesting. I guess that, because your father is protesting against fraudulent orders, your mother is saying that he will not yield to authority. Respondent has gone so far as to allow this child to be recorded on video and those videos posted online. Let me speak up here. I'm the one who took those videos, and your father was not in the room at all.
No.
So, Miss Womack, you can correct this. I have been taking these videos, and I posted them online. I take the videos, I edit them, and I post them online. So if you want to come after me and tell me that I'm not respecting authority or reason, that's fine, but I am the one who's doing it. And I came up here to do that because you wanted a voice.
Right, yes.
I was not saying, let's go and get something. You wanted to have a voice because your mother's attorney has not let you have a voice in court.
Yeah, he hasn't let me go talk to the judge, go see him in his chambers, hasn't let me testify or any of that. He's denied me any voice in what I'm going to do on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah. Okay, so it's very interesting that your father's actions are calculated, not to a healthy end, such as standing as a positive influence in the life of this child. Every time I've seen you and your father together, I have seen nothing unhealthy.
Right.
What is she talking about?
I don't know. She's just trying to make me and my dad look bad. She's lying.
So she's lying. So this would be one of those things that you're saying the mother is a liar because the mother is a liar.
Yeah.
If you said your mother was a truthful person, then you could say that that your father was a liar. But if you're calling a liar, it seems like it's pretty honest. He remains bent on a single purpose of having his way and driving an impenetrable wedge between the child and his mother. Now, I've never seen that. Obviously, I haven't been around a lot or anything, but as far as I know, he's never done that. Am I mistaken?
No, you're not mistaken. She is the one who does that. She says that my dad has alienated me from her when it's her alienating me from her. Her filing all her evil paperwork is making me not like her. It's not my dad.
Yeah.
It's not my dad at all. He's never kept me from her. He makes me call her when she asks him to make me call her. So, and she doesn't let me call my dad.
Yeah.
And she files this nasty paperwork trying to put my dad in jail and make him pay her child support.
Yeah, well, and it's punitive is what she's trying to punish your father and, like you said, be vindictive, vengeful for some reason. We'll get to that in just a few minutes here.